Hello, hello, my hey, I got something to say, women around the world and men that support us. Hi, Annie. I'm so happy you're
Hi,
here, Annie Harmon. How are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm great. And I'm even better that I know you live near me in Delaware.
Yes, really close.
We could have been in person.
Yes, we do.
That's okay. Maybe another time. For now, this works perfectly fine for me. And I'm really happy you're on the show. I love your message. So let's just get right to it, Annie. I want to ask you, do you have a ritual, something that you do every day to get in that positive, powerful, joyful mindset?
Yes, I have a mindset ritual every
Oh,
morning. I step into what I call a joyful mindset. I read scripture, I journal a gratitude list, and
oh.
I speak one affirmation out loud. I am aligned with my gifts, and I have everything I need for today. This practice grounds me and lifts my spirit and prepares me to lead with clarity and compassion.
Well, Annie, I had no idea. You said you called it your joyful ritual?
My joyful mindset.
Well, then I think you're perfect for this show. I
Yes.
mean, that's awesome. Some people come on, they're like, I just have a cup of coffee. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But you really do that every single day. So before
Yes.
we move on, how long does that whole ritual take you?
It takes me about half an hour.
Hmm, that's not bad.
Yes. No, it's not. And then I have my coffee brewing while I'm doing that, and,
Yeah.
and then I'm ready for the day.
Yeah. I mean, I do some of the same things, but for me, I started out every morning. I'm out on my front porch doing a little dance that I made up every single day to get in that joyful mindset. And it's
Oh,
the first part of the ritual only probably takes me a minute to 3 minutes. And I call that's my bare minimum. No matter what, I'm going to do that. And then I always journal, but it depends on how long it is, depending on the day. But no matter what, that's how I start out. Now, is it always for you 30 minutes or sometimes is it shorter or longer?
it's shorter or longer. I have a floor and a ceiling as well, where
Yeah.
I have a bare minimum. If I have a doctor's appointment early in the morning, I only say that affirmation and do a little dance myself
Oh, you
to
do?
get, yes, I do. I have a dance routine that I do.
Wait a minute,
Um,
wait a minute. Can you show any of it seated or do you have to be standing?
um, I use a YouTube video called Funk Dance.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Wait, I gotta write that down. Funk dance.
Yes. And it really gets your body moving and full of joy.
How did I not know about that? Funk dance. I don't know. I might have to change up my routine, Annie. I love it. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, we're going to have a lot in common. So this is going to be awesome. I'm sure we're going to spread a lot of joy. But before we get into it, let me just tell them a little bit about you. Annie Harmon is a business performance coach and creator of I love this, the Productivity to Thrive Bootcamp. The Productivity to Thrive Bootcamp. Perfect. She equips high achieving, faith driven women entrepreneurs with the clarity, systems, and energy alignment they need to build businesses and a life they love without sacrificing family, health, or peace. I'm all about that. Through her signature Thrive method, Annie blends faith, intuition, and productivity to guide women from overwhelmed to confident, purpose driven leadership. Okay, I have so many questions, but we'll get into that later. I want to go back when I asked you one power statement that you would love to send out to the women around the world and the men that support us. And you said, alignment is the new hustle. I freaking love that. When women lead from God's gifts, everything flows. Tell me why that's important to you and why you picked that.
It's important to me because you have to align your energy with your daily work so that it it's not a rigid to-do list. You've got to feel where your peaks and valleys are in your cycle. And there's a cycle for a man as well as for a woman, when
Oh,
they should make decisions and when they should recharge. And that is so important.
okay. So somebody sent me a video and I didn't get to listen to it yet, that it really matters your energy cycle. So let's just stay for right now with women. And I know one of your tips is structure your day around your natural energy peaks rather than a rigid to-do list. So is that different for everyone? Like somebody's a morning, someone's an afternoon, someone's a night. Is that what you're talking about? Or does it change daily? Or does it change when your hormones change? Does it change with age?
It changes for people past menopause, it changes with the lunar cycle.
Oh,
And when you're menstruating, it changes with your biorhythmic cycle. And for men, it is with a hormone cycle.
okay. So how can you
Mm.
become in tune with that for yourself? Or do you need somebody else helping you with that? How do you know, okay, wait a minute, you just spend time, like you said, in the morning listening to what your body needs? Because that sounds like a lot of pieces going on.
Well, you really need to do a time audit and see where your peaks and valleys are on a day-to-day basis for a whole month. And then you figure out your
Ah,
biorhythm and whether it really coincides with the lunar schedule or a hormonal schedule or a biorhythmic schedule.
okay. So can you just break this down for somebody who's new to that and they're like, okay, maybe they go, I'm a night person or I'm a morning person, but they're not that in tune. Tell me about, for example, where you are right now. Maybe go through how your day is, and that'll help us to understand us.
I'm a morning person,
Okay.
so I get up really early in the morning because I like to have quiet hours to rejuvenate
Mhm.
and build my momentum and my focus time slots so that I get more done and accomplish things. And then in the midday, I have um, my lunch and I batch non administrative work to do.
Oh,
And then at the end of the day, I do the administrative work because that takes the least amount of brain power for me.
yeah, for you. I was gonna say that's the reverse for me. I better be doing that first thing in the morning.
Right. And so that's what I work with you to figure out is when you should be making decisions, when you should be recharging, and
Mhm.
when you should be going full out.
All right, so the first thing you said, though, and I know, like, you can help us guide us through this, but it's important for everyone out there to realize they can keep a schedule for a month to see
Yes,
how their energy is flowing and where they're the strongest. I heard somebody say if they are interviewing or they're presenting themselves, they make sure, if it's possible, that it's at a time where their energy is high.
exactly.
You know, Annie, I wake up, whatever time I wake up, I'm raring to go, but I'm not a morning person. I'm a night person. So when I have early morning speaking gigs, I actually get up earlier to get myself going, because I know
Yes.
not an early morning person. I'm not like, what time do you, when you say you get up early, what time do you get up?
I get up between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I had to get up at 5 for a speaking engagement, and I was like, oh, that's so early.
I I talk to people around the world, so a lot of times to catch people before work or morning time
Gotcha.
in Australia or in New Zealand or Switzerland or even South Africa. It is early morning for me.
Okay. Okay, so then is this like evening for you, even though it's only 1 PM? Like, what time do you go to bed at night?
Oh, I go to bed around 9 o'clock at night.
All right, that's not bad. That's not
No,
bad.
it's not bad.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right, so just to be clear, because I want to make sure I understand that structure your day around your natural energy peaks rather than a rigid to-do list. So don't just
Yes,
go in and go, I check this off, check this off, check this off.
right. You have to have directionality in what you want to accomplish so that your to-do list doesn't run your life. You need to have systems in place so that you have repeatable processes that decreases your decision fatigue. And you also need to um, focus on building rituals for your morning and your evening habit stack so that that also uh, decreases your decision fatigue. And that way you have more energy throughout the day to do the essentials to move your business forward and your life
Totally
forward.
agree. I totally agree. And I am very much a proponent of when people say, I don't have time, and I say, oh my goodness, you got to look at your life right now. And if you're feeling you're in the flow and you feel like a lot of peace and joy and love coming in, don't change a thing. But if you're constantly feeling overwhelmed, anxious, stressed out, even depressed, then I think, well, I don't think, I know by giving yourself that time to anchor your morning and night with your rituals, your prayers, your journaling, your breath work, it actually gives you more time because you're more creative and you're more relaxed while making decisions.
Yes, and you can use the intuition part of your being to help you make those decisions because I find that, especially in masculine structures, it is hard for the woman to come through with their creativity and their intuition. So I really encourage women, especially, to use their creativity and intuition in deciding what they're going to work on.
I agree. I agree. So we talked about this earlier before we came on about everyone has a different way that they anchor themselves or they tap into their heart. Yours is very specific. I actually have a client. I don't know if you ever heard of this book. She does it every single morning when she's doing her prayers and journaling and breath work. She uses a book called Jesus is Calling.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've heard of that book and read it.
Yeah, and she uses it every single morning. And for me, which I everyone jokes about it, but I call God Neil because it's a funny story, but my relationship is a little different and I embrace all religions, but it's still I'm tapping in. I can feel it with every ounce of my being, that peace, love, and joy resonating with me, even when I just go out there for 1 minute, just
Hmm.
1 minute and quiet myself. And then many days I'll sit there for 10 minutes just listening. Like just I don't know if you want to call it meditation, but I just breathe and listen. And then I ask for compassion or whatever my word is. And the birds talk to me, the squirrels talk to me, and that's when I get a lot of my answers. Maybe that's what you're calling intuition.
Yes, that is listening for the universe to talk to you. And it can be in a variety of way. It can be in a song. You hear the lyrics hit you,
Mm.
and it's like, bing, it is talking to you about what your next decision should be.
Yeah.
And there's all different kinds of ways that intuition comes into play.
Yeah. I love that you said build one sacred ritual, anchor your morning with prayer, journaling, or breath work before you dive into tasks. Because you're not saying this is the only way. You're saying find at least one, and that one
Yes,
that works and resonates with you.
exactly.
Like
It's
you
going to be
doing
different.
funk dance.
Yes.
Oh my God, I can't wait. I can't wait to download that. So I always say to people, I studied people for a long time, Annie, that I felt exuded pure joy. I wanted to know, is there something you could teach others, or is it something you're born with or not? And this was years ago before I wrote my guided journal books. And every single one of them, the rituals were all different, but every single one of them did something to get in that powerful, joyful mindset before they hit the ground running.
Right,
And it didn't matter if it was a few minutes or a few hours, there was nothing more important. They were going to choose how they showed up in the world. And that's exactly
right.
what you're saying.
Exactly. I mean, even Tony Robbins has a morning ritual where he gets himself, or before he goes on stage,
I'm
he has a
sure.
ritual.
Yeah. Yeah, he does for sure. And it's high energy. I think he probably bounces on
Yes.
a trampoline or something. And the ice box. I don't know if I'm into the ice box, but it works. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit. Simplify your system. So you're talking about creating one repeatable process, like a weekly content calendar to free up your mental space. Tell me about what you mean by a weekly content calendar.
Okay, if you're in business for yourself, you post on social media. That is a
Mhm,
weekly content calendar that you create so that you can post consistently
mhm.
in your business
Gotcha.
over time.
I see.
Now, you can do the same thing with your calendar in your personal life, is being consistent with certain things that you do, your cleaning schedule, your um, money date to review your budget and do the money reviews.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I do that. I put in my calendar, even little things I don't want to have to remember.
Mm,
Pick up kids at the train station. It's in my calendar.
yes,
Post on social media. Make dinner for the week. Like it's in my calendar because I don't want to have to remember it. So that's what you're talking about?
yes, reoccurring
We
processes.
Yeah, and they're in there,
And
but I don't have to think about them.
yes, and in addition to that, you can create a procedure or a process that defines how you're going to use that time. So, say for Monday cleaning, I'm going to clean the bathrooms and I'm going to clean the shower and I'm going to straighten up another room, such as the living room, because everything in your home should have a place to call it home.
Yeah, so that way it's not as overwhelming. Like, oh my gosh, the in-laws are coming, and you run around freaking out, and you throw everything in the closet
Exactly.
so they don't see it. No, I years and years ago I used to do that, but I don't do that. I don't have a calendar for cleaning, but you're making me think I want to because I do things in bits and pieces when I see it so that I'm not letting it accumulate. But I like
Right.
yours better. Better way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it's one thing off my list. Hey, you think, I have college kids living with me. Can I put it on their calendar so that they
That would be excellent.
or my husband? Wouldn't that be great if it would work? The mutual
Yes.
the family calendar of responsibilities. Oh my God, that would be a hoot. All right, I have to ask Annie, how'd you get into this? I mean, it's just you've been doing this a long time, or did you, shift gears?
I've been doing this 5 years and I did shift gears
Oh,
twice. Um, I started out in the weight loss and mindset arena
oh,
for 3 years, and then I decided to get certified as a coach. So I'm a heroic performance certified coach. In 23, I got certified.
Tell me what does
And
that mean to be a heroic performance coach?
it is dealing with being the best version of yourself.
Gotcha.
And then I went into business coaching where I looked at a business holistically and helped a new business, a
Mhm.
startup business, build out their business to a six-figure business.
I gotcha.
And now I've gone back to the performance coaching where I'm helping businesses and individuals get to their best performance in both so that they have a business and a life they love.
Well, that sounds
Be-
very rewarding.
It is because a lot of people, they're so used to hustling and hustling and hustling, and they don't think about their life as systems so that they can process things more smoothly. It's like whatever fire is going on is the one they fight it.
That's so true.
And they need to really smooth out that decision arena so that they can have a more seamless, joyful life between business and home.
I love that you combine your beautiful mindset ritual, setting yourself spiritually with faith-based with God, and that you have systems too.
Yes.
What an amazing combination.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Thank
love
you.
it. Right, because you're not like just saying, okay, this is my ritual, this is what I do, and I'm connecting through my journaling and my prayers, and my funk dance. But then after I get in that powerful, joyful mindset, I already also have systems that work for me to propel my business forward, my personal life, and spiritually. Is
Yes.
that correct? I just want to make sure.
Yep. Definitely.
I can definitely relate that. And I can tell you that when I owned and operated health clubs, I always surrounded myself with people that were system oriented because it wasn't, I was big picture, lots of energy, create, marketing. But I loved surrounding myself with people that kept me, all right, this way, Weston. It was a beautiful combination,
Yes,
you
it
know?
is because it allows you to have more joy in your life.
Than walking around like a wingnut. Wait, okay, we got to do that. You're right. Okay. And you know
Right.
what? I just had a speaking engagement a few days ago for women entrepreneurs. And after I was done, I got to speak to them. And every single one of them, they know that it would really help them if they spent that time in the morning in getting themselves in that powerful, joyful place. But they admitted that when things get tough, that's the first thing to go. It's
Right.
crazy when you need it the most. And so that's why I was saying to him exactly what you were saying is that it doesn't have to be time consuming. Do something, one thing that it's your bare minimum that you will not give up no matter what. So you
Right.
can create that habit so that if you do have the doctor's appointment, you're still saying, I'm going to do this. And then on other days, I'll do the 30-minute routine.
Yes. Exactly.
But I get it. I get it. It's tough. Sometimes when things get crazy, that's when it goes out the window. But the more that you create this habit over time, it is like brushing your teeth. No matter what, you're going to do the bare minimum.
Exactly. You
Do you
want to
know
do
what it
the
feels
bare
like?
medium.
Yeah,
Bare
because you know what it
minimum.
feels like to get into that alignment.
Yeah.
So you mentioned at the beginning, I wrote a scribble scrabble note because this is something I do, but it's sometimes really quick. You mentioned a night ritual, and I do think it's really important. But sometimes that's the thing to go. You get up to bed, you're like, okay, dear God, thank you for the day. Let me sleep well. Tomorrow's going to be a great day. What is your ritual before going to bed? Because I know it's really important to set the tone.
Well, I have what's called shutdown complete. And that means I shut down my office, then I shut down my kitchen and say, kitchen's closed, no one goes in, it's clean, it is ready to go for the next day. And then I have my bedtime routine where I brush my teeth, get in my pajamas, and I sit in my bed and I read a book for half an hour. And then I'm ready for lights out, because it's important to have a digital sunset where your mind is free from all the bright lights of your phone, of your TV, all that. You need to be allowing your brain to calm down, and then you can fall right to sleep.
Annie, that's a great ritual. That's an awesome system. I like to think that it's shut down. Shut down kitchen. It's clean. Nobody can see.
Yeah.
You know, and you know what? I know people are going to be like, ah, that's such a big change from what I'm doing. But I can tell you this. I can't even think of the last person I met that said they sleep well. So many women say they don't sleep well
Right.
and they wake up and then they can't go back to sleep or they can't get to sleep. So if it's not working, you got to change the ritual.
Exactly.
And I believe this would help. All right, so let's say they don't want to do the whole thing, right? Because there's this completely chaos. They run up into the bed, they're looking at their phone, they're on the laptop. What do you think is the most important thing they could start with at the end of the day to shut down?
The biggest thing they could start with is a digital sunset. Turn off your technology at least an hour, minimum half hour before you go to bed.
Okay. So when you say technology, do you mean can they have the TV on in their bedroom if they have TVs?
No, no
Whoa.
TV, no phone, no music,
Wait,
just
whoa, whoa, whoa.
calm
Wait,
down.
wait, wait, wait. I got to clear this up, Annie. So does that mean, okay, I get the TV, I get the technology, but what about if they listen to guided meditation to fall asleep?
If they listen to a guided meditation, they ought to do it, 30 minutes before going to bed.
All right, Annie, I'm going to put that out there.
Yep.
So what is your thoughts then on people that wake up in the middle of the night and they have one of the apps on their phone for sleep meditations and they put it in their ears to go back to sleep? That's a no-no?
It really is a no-no, but I know of several people that do that. They'll turn
It's
it
a
on
no-no.
to
Tell me why it's a no-no, Annie. Why is it a no-no?
because it actually wakes your brain up, and that allows you to get into the REM sleep that you need for total restoration.
Okay, this is a whole nother podcast. Let's try to do this in the, okay, wait a minute. So, right, hold on there. We're gonna have to dive in to that later, or you could always reach out to Annie. But
Yes.
okay, I got the shutdown. If you want to do a meditation, minimum 30 minutes, everything done. They wake up in the middle of the night, they go for the meditation, the sleep meditation, they listen to fall back to sleep. You're saying it really does wake you up and do the opposite of what it's supposed to do.
Right. It gets your brain working on things, and your sleep isn't as restful at that point. If you
You're
have a
listening to
sleep
something.
monitoring
Mhm.
app and like a Aura Ring or
Yeah, yeah.
a smartwatch, it will map out how you have that light sleep, and that light sleep is when you've woken up and done something such as listen to a meditation or listen to music or any of those things.
Okay. So now let's say they wake up, a lot of women, I'm sure men do too, they go to the bathroom, they come back, they're having trouble falling asleep. What should they do?
They should count backwards from 100. And by the time they get to 75, they'll be back asleep.
Okay. And what if that doesn't work? Do you have anything else in mind? Or do you think that's the deal breaker?
Um, if they really are restless,
Yeah.
then I say get up and start your day.
Call Annie at 3 in the morning.
Yes, call me at 3 in the morning because I'll be awake. And um,
Oh my God.
usually it's because your mind is thinking about something and you might need to journal because your mind is thinking of a solution to a problem you went to bed with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is what you need to take a few minutes to journal. And maybe you end up going back to sleep after
I've
getting
done
it out of your mind.
Yeah, I've done that. I've gotten up. Something was on my mind, was unclear, and I journaled and I did fall back to sleep because I just got it out.
Right, right. And that's why the shout down ritual is so important because it shuts down the different phases of your mind.
I hear you, Annie. I hear you. I love it. I didn't see that coming right at the end. So we went a little bit over, but I'm still cool with it because so many people are having trouble sleeping. So I think we really
Yes.
need to get that in there. Annie, I'm so glad we connected. I really
Oh,
am.
I am
So
too.
happy that you are on the show. I mean, this has been awesome. There's so many takeaways for people to apply immediately to their life. And most of them aren't time consuming. It's just a little shifting. So before we go, and I tell them how to find you, is there anything we didn't get in that you want to get in today and tell women around the world and men that support us?
The best thing is to get a hold of me because I have a whole system on how to
Ooh.
create these rituals and how to plug them into your life in a gradual way so that you don't get overwhelmed.
Oh, I like that. So how can they reach you, Annie?
They can reach me by going to Annie S as in Sam Harmon, all one word, .com.
Okay.
And there they can book a call and we can go from there.
I love it. And she works weird hours. You can tell she's got people in Australia, all over the world. So I'm sure you'll find something. Well,
Yeah.
Annie, I really appreciate you being on, and I'm like looking
Thank you.
forward to my like funk dance.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking, what? This because I love hip hop. I love funk, so that's really exciting.
Yes.
Can't wait. I'm gonna do this as soon as we get off. Like, hey, I got something to say. Women and men that support us around the world. You know how much I appreciate you've supported me for so many years. I'm truly grateful. I can feel your love pouring out. I can feel the joy. And I'm deeply, deeply grateful. Annie and I would really appreciate you sharing, liking, rating, subscribing it. You know, there's so many people that would benefit from this episode. And until next time, you know what I'm going to say. Thanks, Annie, and toodles.
Toodles.